What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the show. I definitely need to think of a slightly more interesting intro than that, don't I? So welcome to the show. Anyway, hope you're doing well. Welcome back as always. Appreciate you. We are in on Wednesday. No, it's Thursday today, isn't it, man? It's so messed up. I worked today, and I don't normally work a Thursday. I normally have Thursdays off. Anyway, welcome in. Lots to break down tonight. We'll take a look at that full in-depth CPI report. What is it telling us? More importantly, how is this going to play out over the course of the short term and medium term? So I'm going to break down kind of next 24 hours. I'm going to break down the next week because I think there's some very important things to talk about. We'll take a look in the altcoin market, and then we've got some pretty big things to get through just in terms of monetary policy. What does that look like from the ECB? That was a pretty big deal today. We'll talk about inflation, how that plays through. We'll take a look at that CPI report. Some very bullish news coming out of BlackRock. In fact, two bullish news stories coming out of BlackRock, which we're going to break down because that's important, as well as taking a look at some ETF news and public companies and how so many people, in my opinion, are going to get it wrong. You're going to learn a little bit as to exactly what a money market fund is as well. Now, you may already know it. You guys may be way more dialed into the markets than I am, but we're going to talk about why there is a tsunami of capital waiting to come into this market. Don't believe me? Stick around. We're going to talk about that as well. So, if it's your first time here, please hit that subscribe button. Remember, I talk about all things cryptocurrency 6 days a week here on YouTube. I also post content every single day, keeping you very much dialed into this market. And if it's not your first time here, welcome back. You guys know what to do. Also, don't forget, again, tap that subscribe button, hit the like button, tap the screen if you're on TikTok as well. And welcome to everybody on TikTok. I'm going to get to you guys in a minute. And let's have some fun. Let's see kind of what's going on in the market. Let's get super bullish on everything, and let's really break it down so you guys know fully what's going on. If you are not already a channel member and you want to be involved in that, equally you can do it with subscribing on TikTok. Do that. You get free access to our premium Discord server as well, where we break down some of these moves in the market, some of these alpha calls and everything else. It's very early, but we are definitely starting to build it out. It's a couple of bucks a month. It's highly worth it. Just ask the 3 people that we've already got. Anyway, with that being said, let's welcome some people in, and then let's get into all things cryptocurrency. So Tim, good to see you. Craig, things seem pretty flat at the moment, pretty boring. Oh, Craig, you are one of the most difficult people to please, I think. 37, what's going on? DJ, why does 2-bit look like 𝗿𝗏? Yeah, people have said that before. And Bobby from King of the Hill, although my hair's a bit long at the minute. But 37, what's going on, buddy? Welcome to you. Robert Dover's in the house. 2 absolute legendary Mandelsons, absolutely legendary members. Pete Mandelson's looking for a new job. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me either. We'll talk about interest rates cuts. Soon. What's going on, Holmes? Chip is here. Brandon Harris, good to see you, buddy. Bates Coin, welcome. Jay Burns in the house. Obi Joe looking fantastic in green as well. Sam Volgaff says, ahoy, mates. What's going on, buddy? Michael, low 2-bit. What's going on, pal? Welcome, Smoky Mountain. Good to see you, man. And then welcome here in on TikTok as well. Gerard, Marine, Danielle, welcome. Ollie Holmes in the building. Good to see you, Ollie. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Appreciate you being here. Apparently, I joined as well. That's not me, by the way. That's some fake account that's definitely going to message you going, oh, how did you enjoy the live stream? It's not me. I don't message anybody. If you want to get in contact with me, go into the Discord and find the 2-bit that is in red. That's me. I'm the only 2-bit crypto in the 2-bit crypto Discord that's red. Don't message anyone else. Do it that way, right? Or message me on X on the verified portfolio or account on X. So you can find me over there. Good. Okay, that's it. Everyone's in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's get into some price action. And TikTok, that way. I'll see you in a sec. So here we go then on the daily chart on Bitcoin. I think it's worth commenting here that CPI data came in pretty much in line with what we expected. I don't think there was anything out of the ordinary. I don't think there's anything that we weren't, I guess, expecting. We were hoping, I think, for better. But I think it was general hope. I don't think there's any real logic in that. I think if we're dead honest, we all knew what it was going to be. We were pretty clued up in terms of what it was going to be. I think, there was a slight kind of, okay, let's hope that we can, let's hope we can get it a little bit better, I think. Let me just try and reposition you guys. Devo, thanks for the heart me's. Appreciate it, buddy. Let's hope, I think it was very much kind of a hopium. However, considering we came in at 2.9, and we'll break down the CPI report a little bit later on. I'm not going to go full on into it because I'm sure many of you have already dived into it. You've gone through it. We'll talk headline stuff, what's kind of the idea. But this plays out into the theory that we were talking about last night, that actually you are now starting to see this green line here. This is the 20-day exponential moving average. The short-term moving average is ticking to the upside. This is good news. We want to see it cross the yellow line, which is the slightly lower or the slightly higher, depending on how you look at it, exponential moving average as well. You can see where we crossed here. This was signaling a potential push to the bottom, which is exactly what we got pretty much right to the bottom line that came in here. Therefore, if you argue and say, well, a bullish cross could come in, this could start the next big move. And don't believe me, go all the way back here. This was where we came in off the bottom. We got the bullish move here. This was where the cross came in, and then we rallied all the way up. This is actually a pretty nice move, and then held this move, consolidate, and then moved up to the next level as well. So this kind of happens a lot of the time. There's the cross. You can see the bearish momentum coming down. So we're definitely in a place now where, look, if the market sticks with us, and look, we've got 24 hours to go, which is kind of good news. Hopefully we therefore get a nice Friday move. We don't want to do sort of insane moves, but this yellow line, no, this white line, by the way, 116, that's what I'm looking at as a solid break above. Are we going to get that move tomorrow? No, I don't think so. We'd need some pretty strong performance coming in on the back of maybe some pretty bullish news. I don't see it. I don't kind of necessarily look and, get a view as to kind of what's going to come out, but it is worth noting that, there is kind of some bits going on in terms of kind of chart analysis, and equally, like we said, with some of these key metrics. The big 200 moving average here on the daily is absolutely fine. We're way, way, way ahead there. But we break above 115, 116. If you think 115 would confirm, in my opinion, the short-term breakout here, if we were to take a look at the hourly, and this is kind of the hourly chart, starts to paint a very different picture. And in fact, a very more positive picture, which I think is important to think about. So you've got a very bullish setup going on. You've already got bullish momentum with the cross coming in down here, signaling the move to the upside on a number of these metrics, which is good. You also have bullish momentum sitting here on the RSI MACD combined data that comes on the back of here. But important to note here, the RSI is near the 50 and 60. That means it's not overbought. This is important to think about on the hourly chart. That tells us there's a little bit more fuel in the fire, a little bit more petrol in the tank, whatever you want to call it, right? There's definitely a little bit more. So we want to see this kind of pushed a little bit more to the upside. We need to break above 115 is the first price target. It's about there that we break above that. If not, we could see us come back down, maybe retesting these lower ranges like we did a bit earlier on here at around 113.5. That wouldn't be out of the agenda. But my opinion, by the way, I think we're definitely going to start to see this push a little bit further. A short-term consolidation window, which is kind of where we are, in my opinion, gives us this move to the upside. Remember, we'll take a look at the futures market in a little bit. When you start playing this out into slightly more longer-term, 4-hour chart is bullish. Good news. 12-hour chart is potentially, with another 12 hours in the green, flipping bullish. Okay, this only leaves us then the daily and then slightly up into the weekly, etc., to signal the potential move that we've got coming. So I think right now this is kind of setting up to be a pretty good move. And I think what's important to reference here, by the way, 0.57 on the overall cryptocurrency market is good. 0.83 is the altcoin market minus Bitcoin, essentially. Is that what that looks like? And then the total 3, which is everything minus Bitcoin and Ethereum, is up. The altcoin market has been really indifferent today, which tells us there's a little bit more strength going into Bitcoin, which is fine. Okay, that's cool. We're cool with that. I'm down with that. Just to pick out a couple of nice altcoins, Ethereum had a retest. We talked about this yesterday. Now, just if anyone's brand new to the channel, by the way, I am not saying that I am really good at TA. I'm not saying that at all, by the way. And equally, I'm not saying that my TA is absolutely foolproof. What I am saying, though, is freaking Jesus, we normally call this pretty well. We put this yellow line on here saying this was going to be the resistance line that we were going to need Ethereum to break above. Look at this. We literally test this resistance line, got rejected on ETH. Again, this is around 4,500. We perfectly retested it, got rejected. Doesn't mean, though, in my opinion, I thought you'd like that. Go on, Holmes. What I do know is, though, this is setting up to be a nice little bullish move on the 12-hour. And then when you go to the daily candle, look at this. Pretty much perfectly aligned to that, but is a positive uptrend for Ethereum. Good news. Solana is just printing like absolutely crazy. And what is more bullish, it's going to be a really bad drawing, by the way. What's more bullish on the Solana pattern is this is now breaking out of this upward momentum, which I think is really important to reference. You can take it from here, probably. Which is important to kind of reference. So Sol is playing out very bullish indeed. And you know the favorite pattern that we have. Look at this pattern again on Solana, looking very bullish. If this confirms breakout, I think we're going to see a nice little run up to around 238. Again, look, think out for that. But Sol, in my opinion, is a great setup. One we were talking about back here as well. So if anyone did grab hold of that trade, congrats. There's a nice little trade on there. XRP, I don't know why I keep saying XRP. XRP, again, is a key level. Are we going to get momentum to break us out of this range? Hopefully we do. A couple other things to talk about. AVAX, we talked about this yesterday. Nice little breakout. We're still pricing up this at 32, the potential next move, which I think is good news. And then Ondo, another 3.5, breaking out to the upside as well on Ondo Finance. Meme sitting, not too much going on here. we actually had some nice little interesting moves. Now, Pump taking a little bit of a dump down, which is kind of good news. Hey, Poman, let's go, baby. Welcome to the group. Poman, if you're in the Discord, let me know, and I will add you to the premium Discord. Again, we are building that out, so it is very much new, but we will get you in there. If you're the same name, let me know, and it's fine. I will get you added into that premium Discord, which, again, like I said, we'll set in trade analysis up, charts up. We're starting to get some projects. There's a couple of bits in there at the minute if you are interested. So let me know and we'll get you added in. But welcome in. Thank you, Poman. Appreciate it. So yeah, look at this. Maybe a nice little entry here on Poman. This could be oh my god, an entry on Poman. What am I talking about? Maybe showing an entry here on Pump Fund. I was talking about this down here, by the way. I'm definitely getting an opportunity on this. Looks like it's got some solid momentum. This is before we get rev share and everything else on it, but nice little move here on Pump, and equally Bonk, again, breaking out on this channel. We need to see Bonk push a little bit higher. I want to see it break above probably the 2-4 range, but definitely looking pretty solid as to how this is kind of playing out and starting to kind of move to the upside as well, which is kind of good news. So yeah, watch out for that. Starting to play out. One that is disappointing me just a little bit. However, I am in that place now where I'm just going to do what I need to do to make this play out. So will there be financial? Took a little bit of a dumperino here today. Now, obviously, some people will go, oh my God, it's going to freaking zero. Whereas I took the opportunity to buy some more. Now, I'm not saying you should do that. I'm not saying this is financial advice. I'm only telling you what I'm doing, but I obviously am DCAing in my way into this, by the way. I know, DJ and Brian, shut up. I'm DCAing my way into World Let Me Finance. I still think this has got a good opportunity. So look, at 1930, I bought at 1901. Got in again, so I've got a decent buy-in price right now, so we'll see how this plays out, but I think this could be the next, I think this could do a next decent run. You look at kind of some of the stuff coming out, and you look at sort of some of the plays, and more importantly, kind of how this stuff's sort of playing out, partnerships, etc. Then, yeah, we could sort of start this. Big liquidity sat on World Liberty Financial. They just need to kind of get things going, and don't forget, you can... if you're in the US, you can actually write some of this stuff off based on the type of company it is. So again, not financial advice, but very interesting and a good opportunity to get in. So a couple of good altcoins out there. Like I said, some very good altcoins starting to move nicely. And I think a couple of very interesting setups we can get. BTC dominance continues to come down, which is really positive where altcoin markets are going to go. In fact, look how far we are now away from this, again, that we've sort of been touching on for a while. So good news on that. And yeah, hopefully that sort of plays out exactly what we want to do. So overall market, in my opinion, looking pretty optimistic. Good little setup today. CPI data definitely was a positive catalyst, albeit, and you could see this in the market. Market makers did try their very best to try and liquidate as many positions as they possibly could. So pretty good. Pretty good. At least you're DCing downward on this one, not upward like you are on Pepe. Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I'm okay on Pepe now. I'm cool where I'm at with that. Poman, I just saw you join the Discord. Let's go, baby. Where are you? I think you have to register and do all sorts of stuff, but I will get to it. I'll get to you. Hold on a minute. Verify. Okay. I will find you, bro. I'll find you and get you sorted once. Oh, there you are. I see you. Right, there we go. Roles, YouTube member. Bosh, you should be able to see it now. Cool. Welcome in. Like I said, we're building it out. Again, I appreciate the support and bullish. Bullish. XRP and Flare, yeah, we'll talk about that. Flare just had some pretty bullish news. Hey, thank you so much, Shane. Thoughts on ETH? Still very bullish? Yes, still super bullish. Shane, thank you for the heart, me. Appreciate it. Can you take a look at Hash? As in Hash AI, or let me know. But yeah, welcome in, everybody. Like I said, do make sure you tap in that screen. What happened about the rates? I've missed it. 2.9 fair ground, pretty much flat, which is better than I think people started to expect. Yeah, starting to expect. Did it? Do tell. What? Look at Ondo right now. It's pumping a cash. What's going on, buddy? Yeah, Ondo looks great, by the way. Diesel coming in fresh with the popcorn glasses. Love it. Hash AI. Okay, we'll take a look at that. DeFi section in about 15 minutes. So stick around. We'll take a look at anything you want to take a look at. Okay, dead quick. Let's run through some news really, really quickly. Look at this. Bullish. Are we about to see the third phase of the bull run? September 12th, Bitcoin will break out on the 100x. Daily pumps are about to start. Again, you've got to take a lot of this with a pinch of salt. Oh, you're screwing Discord. Why? What have you done? It doesn't look like you have. It's fine. Or at least I don't think you have. Unless you broke it yourself. Anyway. So yeah, look at this. We could be entering phase 3. You got to take it all with a pinch of salt. Chrome VeChain. Yeah, I heard someone talking about VeChain today, actually. But yeah, anyway, this is important. Now, the important bit here is, okay, 2-bit. And again, lots of channels will come on and go. In fact, you guys need to see this. Do you think we're going to get good pump off rate cuts? Yes. You guys need to see this. So again, phase 3, you sort of say, well, could we get in a... Michael Hartzell says, ARB looks like a breakout is coming. Does it really on Arbitrum? I mean, I would be surprised, but we'll take a look at it in a minute. So you kind of say, okay, well, what's the catalyst? What's the reason that we are going to start to see a breakout? It's easy to put a chart up with a couple of color boxes and say, we're going to do 100x tomorrow, baby. Get ready. However, when you start taking a look at this is where it all starts playing out pretty interestingly. This, if anyone is not sure, is all money market funds in billions of dollars, right? Over the course of the year since 2018. This $7.3 trillion in market funds, okay, money market funds. Just to give you an idea as to exactly what money market funds is, basically a safe haven for people to put cash that don't want to turn it into cash, all right? So you've seen people like Warren Buffett, they will get into, they will kind of get into cash, etc., all the rest of it, right? But basically, this is much more around storing some of your capital. Generally speaking, people gain about a 1%, all right? People get like 1% on their returns. It's nothing crazy. It generally just kind of sits in how it is and doesn't really do much on the back of it. What it does mean, though, is that this is generally the money that will rotate into assets, whether that be stocks, shares, crypto, treasuries, whatever it is, right? If they're looking for a higher return yield on their capital, they may go into treasuries. All right, here's the kicker, look. Let's go down to what we're tracking on the treasuries. The 30-year treasury just took a fucking giant shit down to 4.63%. Let's go. And the 10-year looks like it might break below 4%. This is super bullish. And I talked about this yesterday, but this, in my opinion, is why they are delaying ETFs. Remember, Ethereum staking ETFs will generate you about 4% yield. Solana ETFs are going to generate you about 7% yield. No one is going into treasuries when you can earn 7% on Solana, right? They're just not. So this is great news, by the way, that we continue to see treasuries come down. You see the 2-year at 0.06 and the 1 month at 0.26. We want to see this completely dumping its backside off. And this could be very, very bullish. So not only have we kind of got the rate cuts on the horizon, that's obviously going to be a big catalyst for next week. We obviously got CPI and the money market funds, which basically means that there is a lot of capital come in. So when you kind of see these people, in my opinion, it is only my opinion, by the way, not financial advice, but is my opinion, where they say, oh, it's over, the crypto market's over. And it's funny, isn't it? Because lots of them have gone quiet, or they double down and say, oh, no. This is all part of the plan. It was all orchestrated. What? A really bullish PPI, an inline CPI in the back of a really hot month, massive amounts of capital ready to flow into assets. I'm not going to be specific and say crypto, but lots of assets. What? And all of a sudden we're going to fucking zero tomorrow. Like, shut the hell up. This is going to be great news, by the way. And you're going to see this kind of rotate. We'll keep an eye on this money market funds, how it plays out, but there is a shit ton of capital waiting to go into assets, markets, however you want to call it, right? Good news, if you ask me, and I'm sure we will continue to see this kind of play out. 133 billion. VanEck says Bitcoin will hit 180k by the end of the year. Let's get it. We're down for this. This is great news as well. I mean, I'm up for 180k. I think it's slightly overzealous, but still, we could be in that world. And then this was kind of pretty big bullish news. We talked about this yesterday. Avalanche seeking to get 2 big partnerships. Now, there is a caveat to this, and you do understand about this. But Avalanche seeking to raise $1 billion for 2 US-based treasury companies to buy millions of AVAX at a discount. The funds aim to boost liquidity and attract Wall Street investors. Okay. The big thing, they're gonna buy at a discount. Basically, they're gonna go and buy for the Avalanche Foundation. That's okay. It's okay. You'd rather have them in than not. But when you buy millions of dollars and you're getting it cheap, it just doesn't make it feel the same. Bear in mind, Tom Lee basically went in and was like, right, I'm freaking getting involved and we're buying Ethereum off the, OTC. But the reality is, though, the news has positively impacted AVAX's price, which you talked about. And the good news is it held up today as well, albeit down about 1.8. Still a pretty good move on the back of yesterday. So I'm down for it. Good news for it. Long may this continue. And yeah, hopefully we'll start to see this kind of push to the upside. Remember, we've been talking about RWAs. We've been talking about ETFs. These are all very, very big key things to think about. Did the Doge ETF go live today? Well, I saw something about that, but I don't know if it actually did. The S&P 500 closed at an all-time high today. Did it really? S&P 6584. Holy shit, that is an epic move. Yeah, the Nasdaq's up 1.3 as well. Big movers. I mean, even the UK FTSE looks like it's about to break up to new all-time highs. It's wild, isn't it? That's wild. But yeah, get ready. They'll all be coming into Bitcoin pretty soon. But yeah, continue. Right, look at this. ETFs and public companies now hold 11.6% of the BTC supply. Still think we're going to freaking zero? Not yet. Not yet. People are so naive. People are so naive. Link thoughts? Yeah, pretty bullish. Do I think it go higher? Yes. Would I wait for a potential dip? Maybe. But yeah, Doge ETFs, I'm not sure, by the way. I'm not sure, to be honest. We'll take a look at it. Matthew, I personally don't think so, mate. What's that for? Do you think we got a good pump off rate cuts? Yeah, I mean, look. It's always going to be volatile, isn't it? But, I mean, it depends how much is priced in, and it probably depends what the rate cut is. But I think so. I think we'll have a pretty decent one. I don't even know what that means. Love it, though. Selmo is remembering responders. Let's get it, Selmo. Let's get it. Yeah. I did watch a little bit of that today. Thoughts are with anyone who was affected from the 9/11. And, yeah, I mean, it's what, 23 years ago, 24 years ago? It's crazy to think about. Crazy to think about. But yeah, our thoughts absolutely are with all those people. And hope everyone's okay. Everyone's okay. Dad was at Dunkirk, World War II. Nice. Nice. Come on, noobs, hit the like button. That's it. How's the Russell looking? Yeah, the Russell was looking okay as well. The Russell is at 242, up about 1.6%. So yeah, Russell's looking pretty solid as well. It is worth noting on this, by the way, just how much he's actually sat and what I would deem as being held as well. Think about this. It's just going to be holding down. So yeah, good news. In other news, we saw a Hedera Trust ETF application going from Grayscale. Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. I don't know who Saya Susan is, by the way, but I'm not... I love it, by the way. I love it. But yeah, I'm bullish. I'm bullish on them. I love it. I love the fact that you call me 2-bit crypto. It's like getting my full Sunday name. But yeah, remembering Cornishman Rick Risco pulled out 2,000 souls before dying in that hell. Shout out to him, Fairground. Doge ETF due to go live tomorrow now. Right. We're not taking Susan out. I like Susan being here, right? I like Susan. Susan, grab a membership. It's worth it. Anyway, Grayscale ETF looking pretty bullish. Okay, that's good news. And then look, in other news, I don't know if you guys saw this, but look at this. BlackRock is now seeking to tokenize ETFs after the Bitcoin ETF success. And you know what they will need for it? Chainlink. So yeah, you could see some more crazy moves coming in the Bitcoin price and the overall crypto market if they get their way. Right. Stephen, what's going on, Stephen? Hey, mate, got in late. What's the tier for XRP? Well, good news, Stephen, just for you. It's looking pretty good. You've got a very nice setup here. You need to see a little bit more momentum, but the breakout has begun on XRP. Nice little break today. Key area of volume to look at right now. So again, be mindful of this. Also, when you Fibonacci this as well, look at this on this ETF move. We are, hold on a minute, let me just get my charting right. There we go, that's what I need to see. There we go, perfect, look at this. We're currently holding up at the 618 Fibonacci at 30113. So critical level on XRP, close. As I think we need to BTC close about 115 to be super bullish. If we close above 301 here on XRP, and I think the market stick with us, I reckon we're in for a pretty good ride. But XRP, in my opinion, looking very good here on the setup. So keep your eyes peeled on that. Some very bullish setups. We've got lots of altcoin TA going into the premium Discord over the course of the next 24 hours. If you want to grab that, you can subscribe here on TikTok or grab a membership on YouTube, and it'll be going in there as well. So if you are interested, it's about $6 a month, something like that. Just support the work here and keeps us bullish. Right. Susan will sell out your premium Discord with those comments. I hope so. Don't slag Susan off. I like Susan being here. Okay. Good news. Let's get into the story of the day. I don't want to spend loads of time on the CPI report, but I think it's worthwhile going through, giving you a bit of a view as to kind of what's going on and equally where we could go to. Can you see Ethereum at 4,500 this weekend? Yes, I can. I don't know if it will. We'll have a look at that in a bit. I only took profits today. Best not run without me now. Yeah, I know. Susan says, venturing into the trading world without the help of a professional trader and expected profits like turning water into wine. You would need a miracle. That's why I trade with 2-bit. Get it, Susan. Don't ever No one better mute Susan, right? If you guys mute Susan, you're in trouble, okay? I like Susan being here. Susan's brilliant. Welcome in, Susan. Bits Blaze, what's going on? Okay, so CPI, headline news. Headline news, pretty good, all right? Headline news, pretty good. 2.9 versus, I guess, a hyped expectation of 2.8. Yeah, OBJ, I'm just kind of sorting it all out. Blazer messaged me as well. So yeah, I'm sorting it all out and we'll get that back to you. The big thing, and we touched on this yesterday, was obviously a lot of the trade numbers don't come in at CPI. They're consumer price. Therefore, thanks, BitsPlays. Therefore, you can end up in a world where you see a slightly different one. However, a couple of things certainly did pop out. And you want to see seasonally adjustments, by the way, because this obviously takes into account a number of factors depending on where it is. But generally, the report was a pretty good number. Negative 6.2 unadjusted 12 months on energy is pretty solid. You did get an uptick in utilities, which I don't think is a surprise. But then equally, you've got some pretty nice moves on some of the other ones. Look at this. You got 0.1 on medical care services coming down. This is a big factor in a lot of stuff going on with the Trump administration. You also got medical care commodities down 0.3 month over month, which again was a pretty good news story. The rest of it was a little bit tasty, but when you start to break down some of the key numbers, which are, where's the full chart? PDF version here, look. Here's the kind of full consensus as we kind of walk through. You can see the kind of slight uptick. When you kind of go through it in a little bit more detail, you start to get this sort of seasonally adjusted. This is the column we always want to look at, by the way, if anyone's curious about reading the CPI data. This is where it takes into account certain times of the year, summer, Christmas, etc. And then you're just looking for anything in a negative and what that looked like. So, for example, you can see here, look, fuel and oil after a 1.8 June, July, big uptick by 0.5, came down to 0.03. That's crazy. That's a nice little move down. Like you got with medical care, we touched on that as well. So I think when you start to get into it, and when you see some of the big drivers up this, and again, I don't know how much you guys kind of look and go through it, but look at this. 5.9 in airline fares. Okay, well, that's not a bad thing. Bear in mind, if people are going on holiday, or equally if it's for business, you'd argue they're probably in a world where they can afford that. I'm not saying that it's right, but they're better than going up than, say, food as an example, which was up a little bit, 0.6, 0.1 on cereals, etc. Nothing super, super crazy. And the other one to think about as you sort of go through this report is a little bit further down here as you kind of walk through, which is where you get into housing and you get into things like housekeeping supplies. So look, for example, housekeeping supplies went up 0.4. You also got it up on cleaning products, paper products. Basically anything to do with running your home actually went up by a little bit. Again, nothing super crazy, but it did go up. Medical supplies, we talked about, that came down, which is kind of good news. And then you saw another one for the US. Unfortunately, alcohol went up as well. That's a 0.6 increase with increases across spirits, beer and ale, everything else. Look at this, 0.7, which is an uptick month over month and is continuing from a negative 0.2 that we got back in May. This is kind of spiking up a little bit. What does this tell us, or what does it show us? That tariffs are taking an impact on this, okay? And that's kind of where people get a little bit like, okay. If we go a little bit further, energy was obviously a pretty good news story. Likewise, when you start to get into medical care, we touched on that. And look at this, transportational services, lease cars and trucks and car and truck rental came down, along with motor vehicle maintenance repairs. Again, a pretty solid move. However, when you start to get into things like actual housing and stuff and, you know, kind of personal services, that's where it went up. Okay, so generally, walk of life, fine, which is where I think people have kind of misinterpreted it a little bit. People are a bit like, it was kind of okay, but actually it's actually okay, by the way. I think it's actually a pretty good one when you go through it. So look, we'll take that as is, which did see, obviously, then people sort of get a little bit more hyped in the market. 2.9 boost cut rate expectations. Bitcoin could rally to 140K. Maybe, all right? Maybe. Let's not price in too many crazy stuff, but yeah. Oh, look at this. We've got someone else. Annie Mitchell says, I achieved financial rest through my deliberate and insightful research investing in stock cryptocurrencies out for regards to 2-bit crypto. Hey, whoever these people are, welcome in, right? Welcome in. If you didn't already know, by the way, they are actually channel members. Just saying. I see how it is. Tim and Cheese, free in a crowd and all that. What's going on? What's going on, Vern? Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Enjoy your video. Great job. I'm a thumbnail designer. Mate, I already got... You really think my thumbnails are that bad? I already have a thumbnail designer. I feel like I've had a lot of those today. But yeah, what's going on, Vern? Good to see you. Okay. So again, we touched on this a little bit, but Bitcoin back in the spotlight. Fresh US inflation data has intensified expectations of a Federal Rate Reserve cut. Okay. I think we're all pretty much in a world where rate cuts are coming. The debate, though, is how big those rate cuts are going to be, okay? That is the important thing to think about. That is the one we need to be mindful of. But right now, you would argue, look, we're definitely pricing a very much conservative 25 basis points. We could get 50. I think it's unlikely, though. But yeah, very much good news. So those rate cuts hopefully will be pretty bullish as well. 𝗥𝗲𝗹𝘁𝗲𝗍 on. I have no idea. I definitely aren't 𝗥𝗲𝗹𝘁𝗲𝗍, though. That's definitely not me. But anyway, 2-bit getting botted. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Nothing crazy, though. I mean, like 3 people, maybe. Something like that. It's fine. It is fine. So, yeah, again, this kind of plays out, and we'll see. Fed rates, additionally, the 10-year note yield officially dropped below 4% for the first time since April 4th. Okay, super bullish. Okay, we talked about that. And why. Yeah, I mean, we get a couple of people in here. Zach Reactor comes in occasionally. You got to be careful, though. I don't know how many of the actual people, by the way. My best advice is don't respond to anyone. Don't respond to anyone in the chats because they're all pretty wild. All right, they're all pretty wild. So, yeah. But yeah, 10-year trade. And then look, Fed decision, as we talked about here, lots of people are predicting a 25 basis points cut. Now, also, which is worthwhile noting, by the way, that the ECB staff projections held their interest rates again today. So headline inflation averaging 2.1, 1.7 in 26, 1.9 in 27. So we are seeing an expectation of reductions when it comes to interest rates. The economy is projected to grow by about 1.2%, revised up from 0.9 expected in June. So actually, European markets are probably a bit more bullish. They did hold their rates at around 2% medium target, which again is interesting. And then they, like I said, held their interest rates, which they haven't done, by the way. They've actually cut significantly more than the US. So good news on the whole that, that generally speaking, the European markets are in line with probably where we want to see them, which is they're not going too crazy. They're just going okay. So yeah, good news on that one. And then, like we said, a pretty interesting day in ETFs. If you haven't already seen this, yet again, bullish buying. Good news. Okay, so yesterday, 741 million was a pretty strong day. Tells you when market sentiment comes that they are going to come in and buy big. 23 million the day before. Now, today looks again equally as solid. 1,861 BTC going into that iShares Bitcoin Trust, totally wiping out all the selling, the pressure they did, along with ARK21 buying nearly 1,100 as well. So good day in the ETF markets with only Grayscale selling 7, Bitcoin, CoinShares, Bitcoin ETF selling 9, and a little bit more down here as well. So very good news over there. Lots of bullish catalysts coming in particularly in ETFs as well. So overall, pretty good day. I think the markets are cool. I think we're holding up pretty well. Alts are holding up nicely. BTC, you know, I'd like to see a little bit more, a little bit more meat on the bone when it comes to this price action on Bitcoin. But look, still very favorable, in my opinion. Where do you buy your crypto Coinbase fees? Coinbase fees are, well, it depends. It depends which exchange, like exchanges, DeFi. I use a number of exchanges: Binance, Mexi, Coinbase. If I really want to. Equally DeFi, I quite like using DeFi because with DeFi you can get on slightly different chains, but yeah, which is good. But yeah, hey, thanks everybody. Like, we're nearly smashed through 17,000 likes. If you're on YouTube, by the way, do me a favor, hit that like button. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel as well. We are making our way towards 40,000 subscribers, which is pretty crazy to think about. So if you are bullish on the markets, you want to support the work we do here, and getting involved, then smash up that subscribe button. Definitely worth it, by the way. Definitely worth it. Don't forget, if you want to join our Discord, link in the description as well. And you can obviously become a channel member if you want to do that as well, which is cool. I mean, it's thunder. Yeah, it's been crazy. The weather's been absolutely wild. Meat on the bone. Poe is your man. Anyway, bullish. Holmes is not taking fantasy. He loves a golden shower. Shut up, Curtis. That's not true. It's not true. It's all lies. Finn Crypto says low pulse day. Crypto needs energy drink. Do you think so? Do you think so? I think, yeah. Hey, this XRP needs to break out. Let it rip. Let's hope so. RPM definitely looks like it's about to. So, anyway, if you guys have got any coins you want to take a look at, anything that you want a view on, let me know. The only thing I'm going to leave you with is this. Look at this. Japan is now planning to fix its crypto tax rules. They want to bring their 55% tax down to 20%. They're going to promise relief for investors in a bid to boost Web3 innovations. There we go. 𝗥𝗲𝗹𝘁𝗲𝗍. You should take a look at this. Japan are taxing everybody out of the world. Japan plans to replace progressive crypto tax rates up to 55 with a flat 20% by fiscal year 2026. New rules will align to digital assets with equities and adding safeguards against insider trading and unfair practices. All right, bullish news. Good news. Hey, get it. 55% is brutal, yeah. I mean, don't get it wrong. Like, I mean, the UK is bad enough. When does the Grayscale ETF for HBAR supposed to come out? Well, they just filed it today, so my opinion, by the way, is they'll all come at the same time. They'll just release staking, Ethereum, Solana, AVAX, all of that. I think it's middle of November, maybe, something like that. But yeah, I think it'll all just come at the same time. But yeah, good news, by the way. Good news. And Japan hopefully will lead the charge on that. UK's got bigger problems in crypto regulation at the moment. That's true. That is very true, actually. Lots of problems, in fairness. Good. Okay. What is my opinion on Crowcoin? I mean, Crow's at what? 0.21. It's holding up all right. It's holding up all right. Again, what's the big catalyst coming next? What's the big push that's going to happen? The good news is it's holding. The only thing I would draw your attention to, specifically when you talk about Crowcoin, is its volume is garbage. Really pants on the volume. So I don't think it's going to go crazy unless it gets another big catalyst, which, by the way, you know, crypto.com are pretty good at doing all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, it is pretty quiet. Look at the difference on this big spike that we got here versus kind of where we sit right now. So LCX thoughts. I don't really have much on LCX. Let's bring that up. I don't really have much on LCX, to be honest. We up, baby. Got a price in the building. Yeah, Aethia had another nice move as well. Look at that. Aethia's up 57% on the week. I mean, look at this, by the way. This was in my top 10 altcoins 10x in September. I think we freaking nailed it, baby. Nailed it. What was I going to look at? LCX. What's this at? 14 cents. I don't know too much about it, to be honest. So I'm sort of going purely based on what I can see on the chart. But, I mean, it's looking all right. In fairness, look at that. $1 million in volleys, a bit light on a $136 million market cap project. Fully diluted is, yeah, so it's a full 100% circulation, 950 LCX on Coinbase. I definitely heard of it. I just don't know too much about it, but all-time high is 79% down from its all-time high at 70 cents. So I think a lot of these hit 2021 highs, didn't they? So, but yeah, had Oracle since 120 bucks. Look where we are now. Yeah, isn't it like 300 and something? Hasn't he become the second or first richest man in the world? Jasmy's holding up okay. Yeah, Jasmy is. Again, there was some good news came out about Jasmy, I feel like, over the last 24 hours. But yeah, 0.45, you'll take that. Wider fringe altcoins haven't really moved too much, but we talked about this support line here on Jasmy, and it's holding up pretty nicely. So yeah, fingers crossed we see it. Fingers crossed we see it, but yeah, good news indeed. And Crypto.com going to allow purchase via the MasterCard alongside Ripple. Yeah, well, I don't necessarily think, I think a lot of exchange would. It's the countries that they come from. What? How's the HRB chart looking bullish? Yeah, and I just broke earlier on, Johnny Howard. There's been a grayscale filing, an S1 filing for a HBAR ETF as well. So, yeah, up 0.7, looking like a nice little breakout here as well on HBAR. This could flip bullish tomorrow as well, so you definitely need to keep your eyes out for that. I think a lot could be determined on tomorrow's move in the market. If we get a nice open, which you could argue maybe we want to see a little bit of a pump on BTC, maybe you want to see 116, but look, I think if we just close green, maybe 0.5% would be nice. A little bit more would probably be better, but I think if we close pretty well, that could set up tomorrow because that would tick another green. It would put us a little bit closer. Volume starting to pick up. Bullish catalyst going into the weekend. I think we could start to see a potential push to the upside, which I think would be nice, hopefully. But yeah, HBAR looks great, by the way. HBAR's looking good. Zebek 4.2 maybe looking optimistic. AVAX looking good as well. And that said, you know, some of these coins we've been talking about, shout out to the community as well for shouting some of these out. But, you know, Ondo up nearly 5%. Aethia had a big move, actually. That broke 5.4 again today. I don't quite know why it's going crazy like that. But look at that, 5.3. Nice little push up there as well. And, yeah, I mean, will there be financials? Much you hate it. That's up about 30 cents since I bought some more on that. So, yeah, Altcoins had a pretty decent run, actually. And Pump Fund may chuck an opportunity up as well. You got to keep an eye out for it. Bonk at 3 is pretty good. XRP price predictions this cycle, bearish 8, 850, mid as in, you know, base case 8 to 11, bullish, you know, 12 to 14 is probably where I get to. Don't have to share. We can fancy dress as human centipede. Curtis, you are wild, bro. I'm just saying. Just saying. Crow's a business is not crushing it. Define what part of it is crushing it in terms of a business. Who said it was crushing it? Did someone say it was crushing it? Did I say it was crushing it? I don't think I said it was crushing it, did I? Did I? I don't think I said I was crushing it, did I? Maybe I did. I'm not sure. I don't think I said it, though. Davo, what's going on, buddy? Should I pile in bar? Got 1,500 spare, and I'm 22 for the average buy price of 0.08. You're DCAing up quite a bit, though, there. I mean, okay, no drama songs. I don't know if I would be DCA, especially, here's the thing, right? Understand where the market is right now. So HBAR at 23 is quite substantially below its all-time high, which was what, 40 cents, an example. So I don't like DCAing up. I don't like DCAing up. The only time I like DCAing up is if it's like worth it. If it's what I think is going to be like some super crazy project that's going to do mega money. I think DCAing up on HBAR with that, you kind of go, you know, is it worth it? At point A, I mean, you're already well in profit on that one. I would be looking at maybe going somewhere else and maybe trying something a little bit different. That's just my opinion, by the way. Again, not financial advice at all on this channel, but there are other altcoins I think have got some very big upside moves. And obviously, as we get a little bit nearer, I will have another, you know, top 10 altcoins to buy in October. Again, never financial advice. I'm just saying this was the list of ones I talked about. Audi up 12%. BITUNIX starting to move as well. Look at this, 23% on SNEC, 10% on Movement, 58% on Athea, 22% on Story. I mean, I'm not saying that this would have been a good portfolio to have for the month of September, but Jesus, it looks pretty good. Mantle is one of them. MNT. What is that doing nowadays? What was the one that crashed? I can't remember. Wasn't this, was it? 161. Okay. 161. Yeah, I mean, look at that. That's looking pretty bullish. It's 3% away from all-time high at 167. So yeah, Mantle looks great. Really good, actually. 2bit, do not read my messages out unless they start with 2bit. Okay. Got you, Curtis. Is it a bit like Simon Says? Does it look like Simon Says? The Arena Los Angeles partnership with the US administration. Are you under a cloud? Best philanthropic trader. God bless him abundantly. Who are these people? I need some more of these people in. Mantra. Oh, is that the one that collapsed? Yeah, what's that at? Oh, yeah, it's absolutely garbage, isn't it? It's garbage. Anyway. XVM. Yeah, what's that doing, by the way? What's that doing? Let's have a look. I actually weirdly have a video coming out about it. Just FYI. XVM. I think it took a bit of a dump today, though, didn't it? Yeah, 14.3. So let me tell you, there's a lot of people that are going to push this. A lot of people. But I don't know if they're going to make a difference. But yeah, I've got a video coming out about it. It's actually quite an interesting project. I think it's way overhyped on TikTok, though. That's the problem with it. Way overhyped on TikTok. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I think they've been marketing aggressive for years and still no volume and shit fees on the platform. Yeah, I don't use crypto.com. I think their customer service is awful. Hash AI. They made me take all of my portfolio off. They made me take all my portfolio off crypto.com. How crazy is that? How crazy is that? Hash AI. Man, it's a $29 million market cap. What did this run to? Oh my God, this looks... I kind of like this. Isn't it like the rent, like the difference render? Oh yes. I mean, it's got a pretty epic move to get back up to what? What was it at? 3 cents. Holy shit, it needs to break a zero on 100K volume. Feels like a challenge. Feels like a challenge. Not gonna lie. I mean, I like the project, by the way. I like what it's about, but yeah, feels like it's a real challenge on that one. But maybe. Kita. Oh, Holmes, did you talk about this one? Oh my God, it's at $458 million market cap. Holmes, why didn't you tell us about this? Bruh. Who's asked for it in the chat here? Someone just asked for it in the chat. Yaya Systems, what's going on? Welcome. Ondo, yeah. Mumba Wumba, it's looking bullish on Ondo. Yeah, Holmes talked about this one. Man, this one's looking pretty bullish. $1.14. Wow. Altseason, baby. It's all about the altcoins. Yeah, Holmes did mention this one a few times. You can't buy them all. It's not, we talked about this before. It's not like freaking Pokemon. Gotta catch them all. Altcoins in September. That's when I got in early and took an 8x. Nice, bro. Nice. Let everyone off to celebrate wedding anniversary. Have a great day. Hey, Robert, I appreciate your wedding anniversary today and you come and spend a bit of time with us. Love it. Thank you, man. What are your predictions for Ondo to get this cycle? Well, I think there's 2 predictions for Ondo. One is if it gets mass adoption from US tokens and treasuries, i.e. the treasury market, the bond market. I mean, it's a $25 trillion market cap. So, I mean, Christ, Ondo could be $10 before you even know it. I do think it's got some real momentum, though. You know, we have it in the investment fund. I personally have invested into Ondo Finance. So, yeah, I think it's a good project. I like it. Built on Ethereum. You know, I'll take that all day long. So, I think Ondo's got a good run. Yeah, I think so. I think Ondo's a decent play. As I think a couple of I actually talked about Ondo on the channel. So if you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, you should definitely do that. Talk about Ondo, HBAR, Bitcoin, everything's sort of getting back to normal on the channel, which is kind of nice. So yeah. DeFi platform Salus brings critical minerals to IoT chain. Nice. Nice, I like it. I like it. Algo forever. Yeah, Algo looks pretty solid as well. We've been talking about that. Have you got... I've got a full series, Akash, on my YouTube channel about Ondo Finance. Yeah, go and check it out. Yeah, I think so, Johnny. Yeah. Yeah, I think it could do. If not a bit more, actually. We've talked about where H-bar could go this cycle. It could definitely go a little bit higher than that, I think. Good. All right. Well, keep it coming. Any DeFi plays? Anything you want to talk about? Just buy what I haven't hold. I mean, Poman knows what's up. Cheers, mate. Where's your... just search for 2-bit crypto and I'll come up. It's like 38,500 subscribers, something like that. Crypto bubble struggling on the hourly chart. Well, yeah, it always does about this time of night, though, doesn't it? Always does. A bit of a lull before we get some more market sentiment. So, yeah, hopefully we get it. But, yeah, definitely check it out. Lots of content, daily updates, daily live streams, etc. Trying to bring the people of cryptocurrency and hopefully make some plays on the way. You talked about Bitcoin, don't believe you? Yeah. Well, I mean, technically, it wasn't specifically about Bitcoin. It's more about CPI. But it was, it had an undertone of Bitcoin, should we say. That's what I would say to it. That's fine. But yeah, if you just search, weirdly enough, if you actually just search 2-bit, look, I literally come up as the top search item. There I am, look, 2-bit crypto. I'm live now. If you are interested in coming and supporting the channel, then heading over here, click that subscribe button. You can see lots of content, live streams. The Ondo series, or the What Should You Buy 1,000 of series. People love this, by the way. Look at this. 20,000 views, 17,000 views, 10,000 views. Bullish. You also got some educational content if you're interested. Some of the picks that work through altcoins, project reviews, daily live streams, some shorts, all of what you need. And by the way, if you want to go and drop some comments over here, you can as well. Don't do anything weird, you massive choppers. And if you want to subscribe to the 2-bit crypto meme channel, then which I totally forgot I even had last night, so I didn't actually do any content for it, then check it out. But yeah, definitely go over there, hit the subscribe button. It's definitely worth it, in my opinion. Bullish. Thoughts on Velo? Yeah, we talked about Velo before. I mean... Yeah. I mean, what's it going to do that's different? That's my question. I feel like it was just on its way down. But where's it at? $255 million market cap. I mean, it's holding up pretty well. What's going to make it go crazy? That's what you got to ask yourself. What makes it break up above 2 cents? Because that's what it needs to break in the order to kind of push back up to some of these highs. At 43K volume on a $255 million market cap project, got to be careful you don't get left holding the bag on that, I think. When someone tells me not to do something weird, I want to go. Yeah, I know you probably will. If you had to choose between H-bar and Crow, what would you choose? H-bar. Do I like Pyth? I don't mind it. I think we were in it at one point in the investment fund. I'm not in it anymore, but yeah. I'm in AVAX because of you. Got 100 and bought in around 13. I think AVAX will turn out to be pretty good, personally. Not financial advice, but yeah, I think AVAX will turn out to be a pretty solid choice. I think Polygon price. Yeah, we haven't talked about Polygon for ages. And I'm still bearish on Polygon's price. Probably bullish on what they're building. I think is probably a fair assumption. Where's it at right now? Polkadot. Where is it? Oh, Polygon. So it's at 27 cents. My problem is it's only ever gone down. This was at 50 cents, by the way, in the bear market, and it's at 27 cents right now. So it's a bit like, okay, what is going to push it higher? What's the catalyst that's going to come out? So yeah. Did you see the China news? About what? China news. NASA, the NASA stuff? China's newest aircraft carrier stalls sales towards Taiwan an hour ago. That. Proving China mega embassy would be unlawful. UK government. Yeah, they need to know. China claims building brain like AI 100 times faster than traditional models. Jesus. Yeah, he's going to take over the freaking world. I'm going to be careful. Got to be careful. Oh, really? Trying to block all altcoins. I thought they'd gone bullish. Companies were buying Bitcoin. I mean, you can't really ever truly trust what the Chinese do because they ban crypto every single year and then they buy it anyway. So I think at the minute it's banned, but they're still buying Bitcoin for treasury companies. Work that one out. Work that one out. Dynamic entry, what's going on? Everyone loves a Temu product. Everyone loves a Temu product. So yeah. By the way, Fear and Greed's at 47 as well, which is kind of pretty interesting, isn't it, as well? So, right, let's just stick with the BTC price. It is pretty flat. Volume is sort of just tailoring off a little bit. Nothing too wild going on at the minute. Everything's a little bit quiet on the sea front, shall we say, when it comes to the price of Bitcoin and everything else, but holding up pretty well. Not a lot of news coming in, not a lot of breaking news. Like I said, just some interesting setups here that we probably just need to be mindful of and how they're all going to play out. You know, you think about some of the chart analysis we talked about right at the very start of the show, how that therefore could play out over the short term, I think is you know, good news. Good news. 41148 is probably where we want to see a little bit of a breakout on, you know, on Bitcoin. And equally, if we can then hold that range, that's probably where we want to get to as well. So we'll see. 114.8. If you're on the hourly chart, you can see as this kind of starting to play out here. We sort of talked about this right at the very start of the show, but you know, this kind of line sort of here, and then you allow yourself at 114, it starts to play out pretty bullish. 114.8 is sort of, you know, upper range really. We're not a million miles away, but that's kind of where you want to see that breakout, and could come over the course of the next couple of hours. We'll have to wait and see. Fingers crossed, you know, that'll sort of play out more favorably than we've seen. Equally, downside momentum could bring us to retest some of these lower ranges. But actually on the 1 hour and the 4 hour, we probably look pretty bullish on BTC, I think. Stanton, what's going on? Good to see you, man. Hopefully we pump on rate cut day like November 2024. Maybe. Yeah, hopefully. Litecoin price prediction this cycle. Litecoin, really? We need Bitcoin up at 120 again. Give everyone some momentum. That is true. Man, I mean, what could Litecoin get to? Where is Litecoin right now, by the way? Litecoin, here it is. It's at 115. That's not the worst price in the world. If we get in 3 more rate cuts, we might have a multi-month pump. I mean, yeah, I mean, we get 3 rate cuts that could equal 1.25 by the end of the year. Then you probably are in a world of going, yeah, we're going into 2025. But yeah, I mean, where does Litecoin potentially go as a all-time high move? I mean, my issue, by the way, with Litecoin is it looks like that. So what is going to drive it above 147? Bear in mind, by the way, they had some crazy momentum to get it to 147 and it dumped all the way back down. Is Litecoin going to 283 all-time high at 411? I don't think so. I don't think so. And I don't know what Litecoin are doing. You don't even hear anyone talk about Litecoin, in my opinion. Now, I'm not a Litecoin hater, the same as I'm not a Cardano hater, but I just don't see him going crazy. What's your opinion on Ondo and what is your price target? So Ondo, I've talked about this a number of times. Ondo's super bullish. If you want to keep up to date with what's going on with Ondo, definitely go and check my YouTube channel out. I talk about Ondo and we have some good content over there as well. What is my price prediction on Ondo? Well, look, let's fib it from the top to the bottom where we sit right now. Where could we go? We'll look at the 1618. What does that look like? Potential price range on Ondo Finance would be $3.10. The 2618, which is generally seen as the golden pocket, would be $4.67. Could you see a $5 Ondo? Maybe. Maybe. Super bull case. You know, we could definitely get up there, I think. And I think you could see Ondo. Ondo could be one of those coins, by the way, that if the treasury market comes in, the ETF market, cumulative total about $25.1 trillion, and they tokenize it, and Ondo becomes the, you know, the access point for many people, then, I mean, yeah, you're going to want to be in Ondo rather than not. Not financial advice, just saying. Michael says, okay. I don't even know what the last 2 words mean, but yeah, I mean, it doesn't feel like that's a genuine just, hey guys, this is like my contribution to your channel. Craig offered on the builder's yard for some sand. Get it, Craig. Have you sold your sand? Craig, there's no way you've sold your sand. No way you've sold your sand. You can't have done. You can't have done. Ba, 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 ba. Joe Bro's in the house. What's going on, Joe Bro? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Already got like 5 fake friend requests claiming to be you too, but yeah, no. Don't respond to any of them. It's not me. It's not me. I promise you, I will not message you guys unless we've messaged. Like I said, if you need to get a hold of me, you want to find me, you want to send a DM, get into the premium, no, just the Discord, free Discord. Get in the free Discord, and I am the one with the red name. I'm the only person in the Discord with a red name. Don't reply to anybody else. Arb price target, man. I just Arbitrum. I just don't know what it's going to do. I mean, where is it at right now? 52 cents was $1 in the bear market. It's going down. It's a I mean, look at the volume. 351 million is fine, right? But it's just very much a DAO coin. I thought it was going to have a big move. They were going to kind of look to sort of push a bit of an RWA narrative, a little bit of kind of memes, all the rest of it. They didn't do anything. Like, it just became a DAO coin. Like, what can you do with Arbitrum? I'm not hating on it. I held Arbitrum, but I freaking sold it and moved on. Best decision I made. I sold it like, I think it was like 97 cents or something like that. So, yeah, I think, I don't know if I would hold on to Arbitrum personally. If I asked you this question, why are you holding on to Arbitrum, and you can't tell me why, then I would definitely get rid of it. Definitely get rid of it. Epic Chain. Yeah, interestingly, they've got another big marketing campaign push coming as well. So lots of people starting to talk about Epic Chain. Could be good. I like it. Team are good as well. Team are good as well. I think ICP is so undervalued. It's undervalued based on its previous highs. I don't know if it's... don't forget, that thing came out with a way over-exaggerated valuation price. A little bit like World of It Financial. Way overvalued launch price. Kind of come back down, but, you know, it's chilled out. Where's your Discord? You can get it. If you click on the link to my YouTube channel, then it's one of the links on there. You can join it there. It's totally free. Nope, it's free. You can get the free Discord. It's there's a free... there is a premium part of the Discord where we have trade signals, alpha calls, and anything else, which you can get either by being a subscriber on TikTok or on my YouTube channel. You can be a channel member, which you get little benefits as well. We're building it all out. It's like $6 or something like that, $7. It's next to nothing. But we do have a free Discord, which you can get in and just chat with people. It's got all the latest news in there. It's got some potential moonshots that you might be interested in. Nothing is financial advice. I just want to try and build something. But equally, I'm trying to transition from a 9 to 5 into a much more solid, constant content creator, YouTuber, whatever you want to call it. Equally bringing value that hopefully you guys can get something for. But yeah, if you want to get into Discord, totally free. If you want to become a member, feel free. You'll never be more bullish than the top commentator hero, 37 Upper. That's true. That's true. Do you sell all your bags during the bull market or hold a portion? Nope. I've been really clear about this, Calamari. I am selling everything. I am not going to hold a single cryptocurrency when I think the market tops come in. Not at all. I just don't like at the absolute peak of the market, and hopefully we can time it, and hopefully we can get pretty close to it. We'll never time it exactly, but hopefully we can time it, and then I'm going to sell everything. Why the hell would I keep anything and then we'll just buy back in at the bottom? Bear in mind, we were buying Solana at $8 on this channel, Ethereum at what, 700. What else were we buying? Pepe with like an extra 0, Casper with an extra 0, etc., etc., etc. Like, we were all like crazy buying, like, yeah. Hello, YouTube. Hit the like button. See, Fairground knows what's up. What's going on, home? What's going on, Vern? Don't believe him. I'm not selling my Bitcoin. Yeah, you see, that's the difference. I'm not massively exposed to Bitcoin. You miss Panic and Valorium. That's true, yeah. I mean, the thing was, Panic didn't do much, and there was only me that lost money on Panic. That was when we went through that stage of just buying random coins. Oh, I like it, Vern. Look at that. Vern using his little, his membership emojis. I like them. KNC and 𝗥𝗲𝗹𝘁𝗲𝗱 target. 𝗥𝗲𝗹. I looked at that. Oh, there you go. I see you joining the Discord, Nacho. Make sure you verify. Make sure you're human. Make sure you are a human being. Is it this one? Nope. That is definitely not what we think it is. It must be this. 𝗥𝗲𝗹.io. Is it this one? Liquidity? I don't know. Volume looks awful, but that's just my opinion. Maybe it's not. Yeah, volume 13 million. Okay, it looks all right. Doesn't look anything crazy. It's ranked 142, so it is unfortunately going down though. In fact, it's down on the year 50%. Yeah, down 96% from a 9. What? This was $9. Oh, mate, I've fucking no chance I would be interested in this. Nope, not for me. Not for me. Calamari, no dramas, my man. KNC, let's have a look at that. 𝗥𝗲𝗹, there's no way I'd still be holding that. Bruh. No way on my Nan's hot water bottle. And I'd argue the same with Kyber Network. Unless they've got something crazy coming that I don't know about. Bear in mind, I'm purely looking at the charts. If they've got something crazy, brilliant. If they haven't, then it's 93% down from its all-time high at $5. It's 37 cents right now. Not for me. Not for me. Kyber Swap. Oh, I've seen this. I know this. Yeah, and there's no way I'd have this. Kyber Swap. It's like it's just a skinned Uniswap, right? It's just a skinned Uniswap. Can render hit $50? I mean, it's a pretty big push. I don't know if it will. It's a big ask. Tim, no, because I saw CPI came in. I thought I'd wait and see what happened with Casper, which probably is turning out to actually not have been a bad decision because it's actually up. It's up on the day, isn't it? So I would have definitely sold it here, but it's actually up at the bit. So yeah, what's your thoughts on Open Ledger? I tried getting in when it was an ICO, but it rocketed to $1. Well, look, I mean, crypto ICOs are the kind of big thing. I'm going to try and get into the Gemini IPO tomorrow with a bit of money. Let's see. Where is it? Let's have a look. Gemini IPO. Set limit to Gemini $3 billion IPO. Holy shit. So they set the IPO to 425 million. Where is the Gemini IPO? That's the question, though. That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. I do get loads more followers on TikTok during the 2-bit show. Let's get it, Fairground. Does anyone know where it is? I thought I'd seen it on their exchange, but maybe I've got it wrong. Maybe I've got it wrong. Buy, sell crypto. Okay. Okay, so last year when they started doubling up on the market. Yeah, I listened to 𝗦𝗲𝗿𝗀𝗻𝗵𝗲𝘀. Yeah, man, 𝗦𝗲𝗿𝗀𝗻's good. You listen to one about crypto crazy, the world has gone. Who? Miss Teen Crypto, Randy. Yeah, it's Randy Hipper, isn't it? Randy Hipper. I listen to us occasionally, only because he's from New York. And I kind of like it when she says, like, Bitcoin. Although she sounded a little bit European then, but anyway. Thoughts on Pi Cycle Top Indicator? I mean, we're nowhere near any of them, and we're miles away from it. So, yeah, I'm super bullish on where we are in the market, which is, you know, probably more upside to come, is my opinion. OVPP, good entry point. OVPP, I don't even know what that is. What is OVPP? It sounds like it's going to be something that I've never heard of. OVPP. I don't even know what it is. I don't even know what it is. It's up 174%, launched in August last year. It's down only 10% from its all-time high. I don't know what it is, to give you a real honest opinion, but I mean, it looks okay. The cleanest ETH on-chain charts right now. Momentum looks strong. OVP hot listed, caution advised. OVP has posted double-digit. Yeah, I don't know what it is, unfortunately. So you're listening to a 22-year-old female about finances. What's going on? Kid's got a girlfriend, or I'd be like, what are you guys talking about? Yeah, she's been on has she been on Fox News and like CNN and stuff like that, I feel. Don't you buy into it? Yeah, don't worry. Hello, sir. Can you please help me with tuition, please? No, I can't help you with tuition. You can actually join our free Discord, though. And if you head over into my YouTube channel, there's some good content around education and how you can do it. Or simply turn into the live streams every day. But I don't offer tuition. Someone has actually asked me to do that, but I just would feel uncomfortable about it. My best advice is join some good communities, ask loads of questions, and study the markets. Bear in mind, I've been in this market since 2017, so. Right, anyway, I am trying to find... Oh, here we are. Well, let's have a look at this. How can you buy shares in Gemini when it goes public? Once Gemini goes public, you'll be able to brokerage account to invest. Consider opening a brokerage account today. Oh, man, you have to... initial public offering August 15th. Fancy this on the NASDAQ. Oh, man, I don't think I'm going to be able to get it. I don't think... okay, I'll have a look. I think I might have to fill all this nonsense in for UK-based investors buying into US stocks. Okay, I'll have to have a look at that tonight. I will have to have a look at that tonight. When they say pay for tuition, they meant their school fees. Ah. Fine, that makes sense. Okay, I get it. Yeah, I get it. That's cool. Because you don't know who is scamming, so why would ask that if you don't know him? I mean, that's true as well. That's true. I'm not able to send clickable links. What, on here? Yeah, you won't be able to send it on here. You can probably send it in the Discord. We did change that so people could do it, but yeah, you won't be able to send it on here. I think it's only. I don't even think mods can actually. SE? I don't even know what that is. What is SE? Scammers, yeah. I mean, look, that's how you can tell that the market's kind of warming up because they are everywhere. Everywhere. Which is wild. Jesse, I made you a mod on TikTok and you never turned up for about 2 months. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Driving typos. Okay, I'll let you off there. Right. What have we got? Oh my God, it's 10 o'clock already. Oh my God, dude. It's 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock, bro. Yeah. Good. All right. Well, let's see. Let's kind of summarize these markets and then we're going to get up and get out of here. And hopefully tomorrow is another bullish day. Okay. Coins to think, kind of coins to keep your eye out on the next 24 hours, in my opinion, by the way. Will there be finance? AVAX. Ondo feels like it's got a definite momentum with it right now. So that could be pretty good. Aerodrome's on the move as well. Let's go. Let's just really quickly see what Aerodrome staking rewards are, just because I like looking at it. Oh my God, I didn't sign into my freaking wallet. Jesus, bruh. Come on. Let's see. These are like 20%, by the way, the other day. It's great. Really good. Right. Where are we at? Oh, what the hell is this? 10%. No. Bro, come on, Aerodrome. 10%. Are you winding me up right now? That's got to be just a bad day. That's got to be a bad day. We'll check that back tomorrow. If that doesn't improve, we're absolutely getting out of there. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. That is a disaster. Anyway. XLM and Tron sneaking up. Yeah, Tron's just grinding. I said this the other day, didn't I? Tron is just grinding. After a little bit of a wick down. I mean, it wicked all the way down, actually, to 29 cents. Pushing back up right now, but moving again. Moving to the upside. Oh, excuse me. Davo, thanks so much, buddy. Good night, all. Hey, take care, buddy. You massive Chad. Appreciate you as always. Thanks for tuning in. And yeah, we're going to be back tomorrow night, as always, with the latest and greatest in cryptocurrency. Hopefully, we're setting up for a pretty good day. We talked about a couple of key things to look at in the markets. If you are already in the Discord, then welcome in. If you want to get access to that premium Discord, then become a channel member. You can do that by simply clicking on the join button and get all the latest alpha. Like I said, we're going to start to really build that out. It's going to be epic. Or you can become a subscriber on TikTok as well for a few bucks a month. Again, we're going to really start to build that out, and it's going to become more and more important. It'll become more and more valuable. You don't have to, by the way. We do have a free Discord as well. It's just an extra part to that Discord, but if you want to get into it. But until tomorrow night, as always, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget the like and subscribe button to stay up to date. If you want to check out all the links in the description, again, we've got some absolutely bullish catalysts down there. But until tomorrow, you set of legends, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Take care.